What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the BS of D. Got a show coming up here pretty soon. It's going to be quite a nice show. Just here at EGDF Labs, working on a few things to get ready for it. If you want to come check out the show, it's next weekend from this video, January 22nd at the Tardis Room in Portland, Oregon. Be sure to check that out. You'll get to see me do all this live. And you'll also get to see me in this helmet. Now, a lot of people, when they see me performing with this helmet on here, which hopefully you can see, if not, check out some of my live videos, they ask me if I can even see through it. The answer is yes. I definitely can see through it, even though it is lit. The problem is that I can't see through it very well and not very far. However, I do make do. In order to help solve that problem without cheating and still using my DJ skills to the full of my ability without pressing any buttons that may aid me in things such as mixing, which we'll get to later, I need something that's small, handheld, bulky, and that lights up pretty well just to kind of let me know where I'm at. So what I've selected actually is this Numark DJ2Go. You guys may or may have not seen this before, but either way I'm going to show it off for you today. It's nice and handheld. It's got nice bulky buttons that I can feel out without pressing anything too hard, well, except for the occasional, that guy right there. But yeah, standard controls. It's got nice lights. I've actually customized the lights using a Midi mapper to function a little better than the default settings. We'll get to kind of showing how those work in just a moment. But yeah, I just wanted to show you, you got your standard features here. You got your pitch wheel to adjust the pitch and speed, cue button, play button, pause button. These little wheels basically act like little turntables. It's good for queuing stuff up. Your standard crossfader, fade in between tracks crosswise, and as well as volume controls, and a nice little browse function which allows me to select the tracks and then load them onto the deck directly from the controller instead of having to like grab something stupid like a mouse and go clicking around on a screen while I'm trying to perform for people. Standard volume controls include a volume for each deck, as you can see there, as well as a master volume and a headphone volume. Now, these were one of the first things that I decided to remap because of the fact that my master volume is pretty much at one level during the entire set. And everything is going to be controlled through the controller, the crossfader controller, as well as the track volume. Generally those just do a good enough job and you don't have to worry about clipping and going over if you just have the master set at a certain level. So what I've done is actually mapped these to effect parameters, basically the effects knob. So we have parameter 1 right here and parameter 2 right there. And just to show you how that goes, we're going to scoot on over here to the headphone button. And normally you would press that to switch over to the headphone and cue something up. But I've switched it to actually play the effect on that track. So if I hit that button, it's going to start the effect on that track. If I hit this button, it'll put the effect on the subsequent track there. So yeah, just to give you an idea of how that works with these guys, we'll just put a flanger effect on here. Pretty cool stuff. Now, in addition to having an effect button, I've also changed these two pitch buttons here because I already have a pitch wheel that pretty much, slows down the track, speeds it up, and whatnot. So I made this an effect selector. So if I don't want flanger, for instance, and I want to do flip and double, I just press these buttons to scroll through those effects. And then, as you can see, cool stuff. So yeah, pretty much everything else is the same except for one major exception here, and that's this guy. The evil sync button. If you're a professional DJ, you should not be pressing this. You should have the skills to know not that you have to press that. Just stay away from it. I mean, if you're DJing for family and friends, go ahead and press that sync button. But if you're a professional DJ, it's cheating, okay? You should have the skills and the mixing style to not have to use that. You've got all these other tools around here to use. You shouldn't have to use that. So what have I done with it, is the question. Well, it's kind of funny, actually. See, if somebody did come up and they started using my controller, and maybe even a DJ that was coming on after me who wanted to use it, I'd say, sure. Well, I can catch him in a cold, hard amateur move. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna mix, I'm gonna hit that sync button, yeah! Here goes, sync! Why didn't that work? As you can see, it hits the brake. It's kind of hilarious. So yeah, don't use the sync button, people. If you do, especially on my controller, it's going to kill the track. You've been warned. Alright? The nice thing is, though, that can be used also by myself as an effect in its own. So if you have something playing, you can... Strictly an example for you. Wasn't actually trying to do anything cool with that. Okay, last but not least, you'll notice that I've actually remapped the LED lighting on these. They don't come like this standard. I actually had to go into the software and pull out a different mapping for these in order to basically, you know, make it look a little more interesting when I'm in the helmet and to make a lot more sense to me. So I've got it basically redlining when the track is completely stopped. And then when the track is playing, the greens are actually acting as a VU meter. So when the track is playing, depending on how loud it is when these will light up. Cool stuff. Now the other thing I've done is when it's on complete stop is I made this go with the sync beat so that it actually lights up the tracks when the beats hit and whatnot. And that just kind of gives me an idea of like when is a proper time to press that button and whatnot. So yeah, and then of course when if you've got both of them playing, if there's no volume, obviously you're not going to get anything out of these guys. So yeah, as you can see, it'll basically only light up when there's actual volume coming from the VU meter there. So that allows me to basically know exactly what's playing at exactly what time, and to not mess up and like hit Q on this one or like start scratching on this one when I'm not supposed to. I wear a helmet, sue me. Anyways, just to show you how cool it actually looks when all that's taking place, I'm going to go ahead and dim the lights just a tad bit here. Hopefully not too much where you can't see what's going on. Alright. And I'm going to show you an example of just how cool it is with these settings while I'm DJing. So you guys are about to hear a live remix that I will be, of course, dropping at the Freqnight event on the 22nd. Hope you enjoy this little rant. But yeah, check it out. Now this isn't pressing play in Ableton or anything, people. This is a live remix. I picked a couple tracks that hopefully you'll recognize. If you don't recognize them, we'll get to know your dubstep, would you? Hope you guys enjoyed that. Check out the bsod.com, egdflabs.com. Peace. Oh yeah, hey, don't forget to subscribe. And also be sure to go to Freqnight on January 22nd. Can't even see it. You can't even see it. But you know you should go. Just go. Alright? Peace.